Hey, this is Lisa from Punt Creation and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Vagabond journal share. I created this from the Vagabond collection from Stamperia. Now I don't have many of the products. I've just got the paper pad, the grey board, words and cogs set, and some of the dies. So I don't have masses, but what I have got is absolutely sublime. So I just wanted to quickly show you the paper pad before we get into the other bits and pieces. You've probably seen this already. It's been out for a while now. The papers are exquisite, and what I love about the Stamperia sets is that you can use pretty much all of the paper pad. You can use the front cover, the back cover, and the images are just stunning. Now I did buy two because I have a real issue with cutting paper pads up, which is quite embarrassing. But I knew I wanted to use make something with them, so I bought two so that I can keep one and just, you know, look at it and just be inspired by it, and then use the other one for my journal. So without further ado, let's jump into that. So this journal was made from an old book, and before those book lovers out there are screaming down the into YouTube, this book was on its last legs. It was the manufacturing of leather. It was falling to bits. Some of the spine is still a bit tatty, but I like that. So I took the guts out and just kept the cover. It measures 5 by 8.5 by 1.5, and on the front here I've used a Tim Holtz stencil, brick stencil. I've used, these corner bits are from Paperoutpost, and then I've just popped some screws in there, that bit and this bit here. And then I used some kitchen roll and some fabric here to create texture, and then this bit here, and then in there is a 3D flex from Paperoutpost. These words are from the Vagabond collection, and then the cogs are just from my own stash. And then this little bit in there, I don't know if you can see that, that's clear dye from the Vagabond collection. It's a visible spine, so I've got string holding the signatures in place, and then I've got some spine jewellery, and I've got a key and a camera, can't see Lisa, and a camera charm there. And then on the back I've got some more 3D flex from Paperoutpost, some more textures there. These are the clear dies again, and then cogs from my stash, and then just a bit of ribbon, and then this is 3D flex as well. Okay, and then I've painted it using the Cosmic Shimmer Polishes that I have. To close it, I've just cut some thin strips of leather, okay, and then just put some eyelets through the cover, and then just attached the leather to it. The journal's got 4 signatures, okay, and I've used different fabrics and I've used different textures along with the amazing paper. The front and the back inside, I've used a piece of the scrapbook paper, but I've used a technique that I saw from Pam at the Paperoutpost, and basically what she did was, or what I've done here, is you wet the paper, you screw it into a ball, and then when you open it up you just rub on there a bit of hair conditioner, and it just creates a very soft texture on the paper. When it's dry it goes very hard. So I've done that to the front and the back inside covers, And this here is Sir Vagabond himself with those beautiful cheekbones. And this is from the clear die cuts. So we've just got different bits and pieces on each page. This one is just a frame that I've put around one of the die cuts there. So here I've just made some pockets and some tuck spots just for some journaling cards here. If you want to know how I did this pocket, then check out my steampunk video. I think it's chapter 6 for one of the other journals I did, and I show you how I did that there. And I took the original idea from the book Vandle shop, so you can check out her channel too. Another pocket there, and then all through the journal I've made just sort of little notebooks and stuff with scrap bits of the paper pad. Popped it into a pocket here. I love using eyelets here just for a bit of decoration. And then clear die cut of Sir Vagabond there. Bit of stamping, just some of the die cuts that are available in the collection. Just a bit of fabric just to create textures. This is one of the wonderful journaling cards from the pad. You can see the back there. It's lovely, so I like to keep them whole if I can, and just pop it into a pocket that I've made. And again, another little notebook. I love making those little things. Very, very cute. With these scraps of paper, just making little tucks. Nothing that you haven't seen before, I'm sure. So this is the other side to that page. Another little journaling book there, pocket, and then we've got a pocket here as well. And then this is a always like a credit card cover. I've got loads of them that I use for my snack business, so I've just used one of those there. And then here I have just collaged using scraps of the scrapbooking paper that was left over from when I did my canvas. And I'm always on the lookout for different ways to stick things in or create textures and just different unusual styles. So what I've done here is I've used nuts and bolts just as a bit of bling on these pages. So you can see the back there. So flip up there, you can write on, and then just the nuts and bolts there. And then I've just put a belly band there for another one of these journaling cards. But I love the front and I love the backs of these. But you can always remove them if you're trying to write and you know they're just too big. Here I've made another notebook, and this time I've attached it to another card so that it's almost like a flip out. Okay. With the Stamperia papers, quite often you get, let me just show you. You get whole pages like this one. And quite often I don't like to cut them up too much. So I use them in the centre of my journals so you can see the whole image there, and then just decorate around the outside. Okay, and then here again, to put these tags in, I've just used a nut and bolt there. Another tag with a little pulley there, just with a bit of fabric and a staple, just to create a bit of texture and a bit of interest. This here, I used a bit of a clock from the grey board that's in the collection. I painted it with black gesso, and then I used the filling from a hand warmer, and it's basically, it looks like tea with metal particles in it. It's not, but that's what it looks like. So I stuck that to the gesso, and then when that was dry, I went over it with a clear PVA glue, and then I've painted it with the same polishes that I've used for the top. So a few bits are still coming off, but it looks like rust and it just gives amazing texture. I don't know if you can see that. I just wondered what these hand warmers were filled with, and I ripped one open and I couldn't believe the textures inside. Again, I've used the same technique here to create little pockets in the side. And then I took this idea from Pam at the Paperoutpost. She was making matchstick books. So I made one, not the same as what she did, because she attached the writing space to the actual matchbook. And I've just done a separate piece of tea-dyed paper just to slot in there. And made a pocket for that. Because in my mind, Sir Vagabond needs these writing papers and stuff so that he can write to Lady Vagabond. Okay, another just quick flip book that I've made with a sewn edge. The sewing's not perfect because I'm not a great sewer, but I had a go, and that's what's important, I feel. This is the back to the other page with 2 cards that come out, and then there's a pocket in there as well. Here I wanted to create something that I could lift up and then just tuck under there. So this is from a piece of paper from the collection. Don't know what I'm going to stick behind there yet. I'm going to try and get a picture of Lady Vagabond and see if she'll go in there. And then here is another tuck spot, a belly band. And then here was just a collage done with some of the scrap papers, some of the die cuts, and then the clear die cuts as well. Quite a few empty pages for writing in. And then at the back we've got another little booklet thing that I've made. And that just slots behind Sir Vagabond there, and then a clear die cut there. And then this is just a clock that I've made from some clay. So that's the main journal. Okay, now I figured that Sir Vagabond, because he's travelling, he's going to need a passport. So I made a little passport cover for him, and this is made out of blue leather. And I popped a die cut on the front, and then inside, if you can see, we've got his photograph for when he goes through customs, and then we've got a $100 bill there because obviously he's going to need money to get around New York, and then we've got his compass there. Is that a compass? There. So he's going to need all that for when he goes to New York. So that's the main bulk of the journal set. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to share this with you. I have loved every second of making this journal because this is right up my street. Please like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't done so. If you haven't done so already. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care. Bye.